Here, I present my addition to Agma Schwa's Cursed Conlang Circus for Centaurian. First, a little preamble. Life has been discovered beyond the confines of our solar system, on Proxima b, an exoplanet orbiting the red dwarf Proxima Centauri, the nearest star to Sol at a mere 4.25 light-years away. Life was discovered. Due to Proxima b's nature as a tidally locked planet, only a portion of its surface is hospitable for life. Right under the sun, temperatures soar to over 30 degrees Celsius and intense radiation blasts down constantly. On the night side are frozen wastelands where temperatures drop to below negative 90 degrees Celsius all year round. The twilight zone, nestled between the two extremes, is the safest part of the planet. With the Centaurians, a primitive alien race can be found. First, Centaurian biology. As for the Centaurians, they are a member of a predominant clade of terrestrial fauna, the hexapodians. All hexapodians have 3 pairs of 2 limbs, as well as a circadian rhythm based on Proxima Centauri's levels of solar activity. Thus, they retreat for shelter to rest upon sensing heightened levels of ionizing radiation. Centaurians have evolved centaurism, lifting their forelegs off the ground to use as raptorial claws for catching prey and carrying objects. As Centaurians are snouted, they cannot make bilabial or labial dental consonants, nor can they make rounded vowels. However, they have a soft, flexible velum, allowing them to make certain phonemes that don't exist in human languages. The image to the right is a Centaurian with a human to scale. Now the Centaurian's religion. This will be important later on, trust me. The Centaurians worship Proxima b, or in their language, Swes, as their sole deity. They believe Swes rests above the desert, a sacred land where no mortals can trespass. Centaurians believe that the night side of the planet, bereft of the life-giving light of Swes, is a frozen and unholy realm. Red is a sacred color of Swes, and thus only priests are allowed to wear red. As Proxima b, known in the Centaurian language, Naya, orbits a red dwarf, its planets are black to absorb as much energy as possible. Thus, black is the color of nature for the Centaurians. Now the phonology. The consonants are that their voices are on the right, and they are r, sh, z, t, d, n, s, j, r, k, ki, gi, nye, hi, ya, yi, k, ke, ga, nk, k, ka, y, ka, ga, n, r, ho, and ho, ga, oh. As for the vowels, the long vowels are on the right of each cell. They are E, A, A, E, E, A, and oo. Now here's the orthography. As you can see, each character, and also remember that the long Vowels are written as a double, with a diacritic, if any, being above a first letter. And yeah, long vowels are only found at the end of syllables. Now here is a graphology. All vowels at the end of syllables are repeated when writing Centaurian in its native script. And you could see there's what each symbol means and its origins. Then the phonotactics. The syllable structure of Centaurian is C-A-V-C, where C is a consonant, A is the approximant, and V is a vowel. Long vowels are always used for vowels at the end of syllables, and only for syllable terminal vowels. Now, the Centaurian word order is quite different from Urvan languages due to evolving independently. Like most Urvan languages, use different forms of subject, object, and verb order. But Centaurian, its word order is completely different from Earth languages. Each word is a particle of an adverb that describes an adjective, that describes a noun, with an adverb to describe a verb at maximum. But the different phrases are sorted in the inverse order of noun animacy, which you can check out on the next slide. The animacy tiers of nouns are as follows. Divine is reserved only for Sayas, the god the Centaurians worship. Then intelligent is used for intelligent beings, usually defined by having a language, art, and beliefs. Then animal, for unintelligent living beings that can move. Plant, which is for living beings that cannot move. Inanimate, which is for non-living things. And partial, which is used for a part of something. And this is a special case, as it always goes immediately after what it is a part of, which the example can be seen on the next slide. The sentence would be grammatically correct. Nuo isa ki iger oui hoa oui Swes ki gros, which means the priest wears on his back red robes. However, this sentence will be grammatically incorrect. Nuo ici qui ger Swes ki gros oui hoa oui, which means the priest wears red robes on his back. Now, singular versus plural. When making the noun plural, one must add the suffix was, which also carries over to pronouns, albeit affected by the pronouns case, which we'll talk more about on the next slide. Yes, noun cases do not exist in Centaurian, even though pronoun cases still do. While nouns in Centaurian are cases, pronouns have only three cases: nominative, accusative, and possessive. The nominative is for the subject of a sentence always ended in O, while accusative always identifies the object of a sentence and ended in E. While possessive indicates possession, it always ended in eh. Linguists speculate that pronoun cases are a remnant of an older iteration of Centaurian that is no longer commonly spoken. For a plural pronoun, replace the suffix of was for nominative pronouns, with for accusative pronouns, and was for possessive pronouns. Now, tense and mood. Verbs have a table for tense and mood, as verbs are marked by a suffix. Consist of a vowel for the tense and consonant for the mood. I is for past tense, E is for present tense, and future is tense uses A, while indicative ends in R, interrogative N, imperative S, and optative C. Now the derivation. For all verbs in Centaurian are derived from nouns. For example, keeg, when used as a noun, lacks a suffix and means cloth or robe. However, use it as a verb by giving it the suffix appropriate to its tense and mood, and now it means to wear. Adjectives. Centaurian has three categories of adjectives. There's a qualitative, which describes the quality of a noun, such as size, shape, color, etc. Quantitative, which provides a quantity of a number of individuals in the noun group. An article, which is indefinitive, like a, or a definitive, like z. Just like verbs, adjectives are typically derived from nouns. However, the Centaurian word for red is Schwa, which is derived from Swes. They're named for Proxima Centauri, but as Swes is his name is sacred, it isn't used as an adjective, and thus it became Sway. To avoid that taboo. Adverbs. Adverbs have five categories: prepositional, which are your prepositions; conjunctive, your conjunctions; descriptive, which describes verbs or adjectives; spatial, which denotes the location of a subject; and temporal, which denotes when the action happens. Now on to our translation text. First, we categorize all the noun words and phrases. What a majestic serpent! Surely it won't weave itself into the loom of infinity, nor coil into the wheel of endless ruin and rebirth. Oh my God! Its jaws close upon its own flesh, fangs stinging deep into its own tail. It gnaws its bones as if they were the ribs of time itself. It drinks its own marrow as if siphoning eternity. And then we break it up and arrange it in correct order, the order. What a majestic serpent! Surely it won't weave itself into infinity's loom, nor coil into endless rooted rebirth's wheel. Oh my God! Its jaws close upon its own flesh, fangs stinging deep into its own tail. It gnaws its bones as if they were time itself's ribs. It drinks its own marrow as if siphoning eternity. And then translated, okay, a hus is a limbless causative hexapodians. It is basically the Proxima B version of a snake, while rehus is a large carnivorous husk that constricts its prey in its coils, capable of hunting prey as large as centaurians. Uo, us, qua, hus, a, o, u, nya, inu, rook, uda, ni, ku, niwux, wiwu, ra, hasar, rak, wa, da, king, zok, ra, ag, was, ki, no, wa, Swes, ku, ekta, gwewas, wakar, wo, wo, wa, wo, was, waka, oka, ya, rock, re, o, gi, gwea, kwar, ros, wo, zo, won, ne, iya, ini, gis, ed, ku, wivos, quexa, Joan, u, Quower. Guess who? Thanks for watching.